If you have an employee on your team who isn't performing at the level that you know they can perform at, it's really important that you diagnose the real issue behind their performance. If you do not diagnose the real performance issue that's going on with this employee, it won't matter how much feedback you give them, they're likely never going to improve. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the simple process for how you can accurately diagnose performance issues with your employees so you can help your employees reach more success. So at some point, every manager has to deal with an employee who isn't performing at the appropriate level. And you have to diagnose that performance issue, because if not, again, giving them more and more feedback isn't necessarily going to solve the situation. So here's what you need to do. You need to ask yourself if the performance issue that this employee is having is the result of lack of skill or lack of will. Okay, skill versus will. So, and it's probably pretty obvious what that means, but an employee might have a lack of skill. They genuinely don't know how to do something, or they might have a lack of will, which means a lack of confidence or a lack of motivation, or maybe even a lack of work ethic. And you need to decide, you need to figure out which one of these performance issues is really at the heart of this problem with this employee, so you can prepare the appropriate method for helping them get over this obstacle. So, here's how you're going to do that. You're going to have a conversation with the employee. You're going to go to them and you're going to ask them for an update on something that they've been working on for you. And you're going to listen to their response. What are they telling you about why they don't have the work done? So for instance, if an employee is preparing a presentation and you say, I'm really interested in the presentation you're going to do next week. Can I get an update? Can I see it? And if they say, well, it's not ready because I'm trying to embed this video and I don't know how to do that, well, then that's pretty obvious that it is likely a skill issue. And you can get them the training. You can boost that performance issue by getting the training that they need. On the other hand, if you ask an employee for an update on a task that they were supposed to complete for you and you're met with a pile of excuses, well, this came up and that came up and I didn't get to it, but I will. If it's just a lot of excuses, you might be dealing with a will issue. So is it a lack of motivation? Is this task not meaningful enough for the employee? Are they lacking confidence? I'm avoiding this because I don't have the confidence to get up and do this presentation in the first place. So you need to ask more questions there to figure out what that's all about. And if it's a lack of will, then you can boost the employee's confidence. You can get them mentoring or coaching or help them, give them some advice to build their confidence or help them understand how the task could be more meaningful for them. So skill versus will. You have to understand the difference, what's at the heart of that performance issue so you can accurately diagnose what's going on, and then you'll know how to help the employee. So as a quick example, I was coaching a manager a few months back who was really good at strategy, really good at developing a strategy for her team, but she could never execute on that, and she didn't know why. And it became obvious to me fairly quickly that she was really good at developing that tactical plan, but then was out of motivation when it came time to execute on that plan, because those are two different skill sets. And there's a lot of motivation involved with executing on a plan. So I had to help her bring in other team members who could help her execute on that plan. And sometimes that's what needs to happen. We need other people to help us in areas where we're not that strong. So if you have an underperformer on your team, it's really important that you diagnose the actual issue behind the performance, because if not, it won't matter how much feedback you give them, they won't necessarily improve. A final thing I want you to remember about dealing with an underperforming employee: try to avoid giving them a deadline. Like, don't go to the employee and say, I don't know what's going on here, but you got 4 weeks to turn this around. Giving someone a deadline is really demotivating. It really kills morale. So avoid that. Diagnose the problem first. Develop a plan, whether it's coaching, training, advising, mentoring, to get them the help they need to improve their performance. If you can be the manager that helps an employee turn their performance around, it will make you look even more effective in your role, making you really look like that rock star manager that I know you are. I hope this was helpful. If you want more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, and you'll always get an update whenever I upload new videos on management, leadership, and employee engagement.